Quake4, of course, is a sequel, it's a true sequel to Quake 2. We're working with Raven Software, the developer, on it. Those guys have done an awesome job. In fact, Brian Raffle is members of the Raven team here. Driving behind the curtain is Tim Willits, and hopefully he will be able to save the fate of humanity for us today and defeat the Strogg. As you know, he's playing, the hero of the game is Matthew Kane. Just to give you a little background, Matthew Kane is a member of one of the first sort of elite fighting squads that land on the surface of the planet Strogos when we're taking the war back to them. Basically, right after Quake 2 ends, the big gun is taken out, so now the starships can go and actually launch the ground assault on the planet Strogos. That's where the game starts up. Raven's really taking the Doom 3 technology forward. Last year we were here, Doom had just come out, we were totally stoked about the game, but I can really say is that we really believe that Quake 4 is an even better game than Doom 3 is, because it's just sort of the nature of things is that you can do more things with the technology as it matures, systems get more powerful, we're able to explore new areas of the technology, and it's the same thing with what Raven's been able to do with the Doom 3 tech. They've got an advanced AI system. You get to see some of that, where members of your squad provide cover fire for you and themselves. That same AI is applied to the Strogg. Those guys are tough, and they will use cover fire tactics, advance and cover one another. Raven has modified the physics system. You get to use vehicles in Quake 4 in the single-player game, which is totally kick-ass. Tim's going to show off some of that stuff. You saw yesterday, if you were at the NVIDIA presentation, he was actually operating the hover tank, and the walker, you get to see the walker here this afternoon. And just to kind of give you a feel of sort of what the gameplay is like, is it's just like a really intense action movie all the way start to finish. As soon as you get in the game, you are shooting bad guys, and you are going through the entire game. So it's non-stop action. You get to do a lot of different things. You fight by yourself sometimes you're with members of your squad, sometimes you're in vehicles, sometimes you're on the surface of the planet, sometimes you're underneath, and hopefully at the end of the day you're gonna win for the Earth forces. But I'll quit talking and let Tim give you a taste of what the game actually is like. Tim?
Warning, incoming attack.
All right, you maggots, all ass or die! Go, go, go! We're clear!
Anderson. He's being electrically injured. If you get hurt, find a medic. They'll heal you up.
HQ, this is Rams 1. Please respond.
set up this next section that we're going to show of the game. Takes place about halfway through the game when you're on a mission and you're captured by the Strogg, and it shows what happens to Marines who are taken alive by the Strogg. Now, Activision tried to ban this at E3, but there's no whips at QuakeCon, right? So you guys are ready for that?
Wait. Take a reading on him.
Lieutenant, according to the med chip, this is Matthew Kane.
Is he strong?
No, the neurosite in his head hasn't been activated. Strong don't stroke.
How do we know the neurosite isn't going to suddenly switch on and he winds up fully strong?
He won't, I guarantee it.
HQ, this is Rhino Squad. We've got an injured Marine who needs immediate evac.
Rhino Squad, wait Falcon 5, the coordinates may sent.
Roger that, HQ. Rhino Squad out. Welcome back to the land of the living, King.
But let's give Tim a hand for making a valiant effort to save the Earth today, even though unsuccessful as it was. Tim, are you behind that curtain somewhere? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. There he is! And also is Brian Rathbunch. Both you guys come on stage. I know you guys have been handing out some cards. If you'll just like pass them to the center, I think Marty's going to come and hand them in. We're going to try to take some questions for Tim and Brian. Dude, what happened?
I got killed. It was tough. Now one guy was way off there. I couldn't get him.
Guys are tricky.
Yeah, they're tricky.
Even with all your new Strog powers after you was part Strogified.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the good guys don't always win.
All right, let's see. Question is, I've got a couple of them. What are your future plans for Quake 4 multiplayer? That's a good question.
Well, as you saw, the multiplayer for Quake 4 is inspired from the Quake 3 feel. When we looked at working on Quake 4, we looked at the whole Quake series, and we knew that we wanted to make a great single player and great multiplayer. So we looked at the Quake 2 universe for the single player story to be based off of, and then we looked at the Quake 3 feel and universe for the multiplayer to be inspired from. And we feel that combining the best of all the Quakes allowed us to really, come up with the best Quake so far. So our future plans to support, Quake 4 is we're committed to having SDK out much sooner. Raven has worked very hard on the code and network code to make it even more mod friendly. And we do have some plans at id, and Raven has some plans to help support the community even more. Is there anything that you want to elaborate on?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We wanted to make sure with the Quake, when we got the Quake license, that we did service both the multiplayer and single player experience. Both are very vital to the whole Quake experience. So we put a lot of resources behind both efforts, and I think as you saw from the multiplayer here, that we're pretty true to the Quake world.
What about mod support? I know these guys are interested in that. You want to talk a little bit about that? Mod support.
Well, definitely, right from the get-go, we at Raven realized that one of the big components with Quake experience again is also the mod community. It was a big component of why it was so successful. So our whole mantra is to be as supportive as possible and as quick as possible with the mod community to get them tools or whatever they need to add to what we've put out there for them.
Also, one of the the great things about the Doom 3 technology is all the assets that were used in the creation of the game will ship with it. So you'll have you'll have all this art and the map media as well. So you can immediately jump right in and start creating mods.
Cool. Okay, so this is a common question which we get all the time, which is what are the minimum system specs, and then what's on the machine that you're running back behind the curtain?
Well, if our basic line on that is if your machine played Doom 3 well, it'll play Quake 4 well. The machine that I have in the back is actually a special Falcon machine that they made for me. I think I was running 1280 by 1024 with 2x anti-aliasing, and it's a 3.4, I think, with the 6800.
Cool. Let's see. Here's a good question. What, if any, are the major technological advances between Doom 3 and Quake 4?
Well, we spent a lot of time on trying to make the graphics look even more intense with lots of different tools and things that we've added. Obviously, with the physics, we've been trying to make sure that we can get as much more realistic life physics that we can get in there and enhance that from what we had from Doom 3. Also, of course, we've been adding a lot of for tools and stuff for future mod support. Multiplayer, as Tim indicated, we've really been focusing on making that for a more robust experience. And just overall trying to increase the components that it already provided with the Doom 3. So.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's important to realize is because Raven started with a very solid engine, a lot of the engineers at Raven could focus a lot of attention on making the game as fun as possible. A lot of the tasks were, get this to play well, get this to be fun, and we really wanted to strive to make different experiences. You got the walker, and you got the hover tank, and you got some other surprises that we want to talk about. But our focus was on to really make it fun and exciting, and to really have a game where there's never a dull moment.
All right, here's one. After 3 Quakes with no name for the player character, why did you give him a name in Quake 4?
Well, do you want to answer this one?
Well, I mean, I think because with this experience, we wanted to make sure we took it, past Quake 2, which was great at the time, and now we wanted to raise the bar. We wanted to make it, like Ed said earlier, like a movie experience with a great story, a very driven experience on that level, and so we felt it important that your person you played had a persona that people could talk to and relate to and interact with.
Yes, there is no secret book of id that has all the rules in it. So it's not like when we start a game, we look through this book and go, oh, on page 4 we can't have a name. We really try to approach, each new game as a separate game, and if it works well for the game, you know, we're going to do our best to make that happen.
Why not release the game only on DVD? Because they hate multiple CD installs.
That's a question for Todd and Activision.
Yeah. But you don't know the answer to that one?
That's an Activision question.
Because the actual answer to that is because the people out there with the DVD releases, this is according to the all-knowing Activision, the DVD releases of games that have come out have actually had significant returns because people don't have DVD drives that run the DVDs and they don't get returns on CDs. So it's basically a publisher inventory question, not a technological one. Oh, but we do have the
special edition. Can we talk about that? Sure. Oh, okay, we have...
Marty says yes.
We have two SKUs.
We have one yes. Anybody say no?
Yeah, so the special edition of Quake 4 will only ship on a DVD, and we have some very cool surprises in that for everyone.
Hot on the heels of that enthusiastic response. Quake 4 test, please.
Well, actually, we've gotten a lot of good tests here. So, yes, we've gotten great feedback here at QuakeCon, and Activision has really stepped up with their testing, and they've allowed us to test with greater numbers of people than we've ever had in the past. So, Activision has done a real good job with helping us test the game.
Once you become part Strog, what changes, if anything?
Well, we really wanted to make it significant when you became part Strog. We made it so that you were physically stronger, faster, you could use Strog weapons. We also have it so that you're able now to read, I don't know if you can pick it up on the video for MedLabs, but as soon as you're implanted, you can start to read the GUI interfaces and the signs that were normally Strog you couldn't read before. And also you'll be able to understand now the voices of what the Strog are saying going forward. So those are just some of the things. We don't give it all away, but those are some of the things that happen.
Are there any Easter eggs in Quake 4?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of Easter eggs. All legal ones though. You sure? I know.
I think we are... Marty, do we have any more?
Well, there is something that I'd like to say since I have a stage and a microphone in front of me. It's really important, that everyone knows that this game, Quake 4, is been such a great effort between id and Raven. Raven has been like our best friend for so long. And when you have a baby like Quake 4 and you give it to somebody, you want to give it to your best friend. And the guys have really done a great job. It's unfortunate that not more Raven folks could make it down, but they're up in Wisconsin trying to finish the game. But I do want to say that everyone at id, and I know that everyone that has seen the game and played it knows what a great job the guys are doing.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank id for trusting us to do, really trusting us with their latest technology. They're one of the greatest licenses. And I also want to thank everybody at Raven who couldn't be here, guys like Rick Johnson and Jim Hughes are usually here talking with everyone, but they're doing what it takes to get the game done for people to get it out there. So thanks on both id and for everyone at Raven who's been having sacrifice as well.
Thanks, Brian. I think that's it for the Quake